One poll did a survey to find out how many parents are spying on their children using social networking sites, which is fascinating because more and more parents are now opening up their own Facebook accounts, right? And what they found was that 55% of parents spy on their kids using social networking. 5% said no, they would if they could or if they knew how. And 40% said, no, I don't do this. 40% of the people in the survey are bad parents. I'm just kidding. They're not bad
terrible.
parents. I know.
I completely disagree. I'm on the other side of this. But my favorite category is the 5%. I wish I could do it. I just don't know how. Okay. They're like, Facebook. What is that? I'm so scared and confused by it. Mm-hmm. No, I'm totally against spying. Now,
is it really spying, though, if you create a Facebook account and you friend your daughter or your son and you look at what they're doing? I mean, look, we cyber stalk people all the time. Whether we want to
When do we do that?
No, I mean, not cyber stalk, but like we look up, things that are happening in our best friends' lives or in our significant others' lives. Like, oh, what's going on? Oh, I want to see these pictures. Oh, who's commenting? Who's that bitch? I'm going to regulate.
Okay, gee, I wonder who does the spying on Facebook. I can't quite tell. I don't know any of this stuff. No wonder you like the parents. Oh, if you're Casper's kids one day.
Look, I'm not going to lie. I'm definitely going to be in the 55%. I was kidding when I said that they're bad parents, okay? If you don't want to look up your kid's social networking site, that's your call, whatever. It doesn't mean you're a bad parent. But me personally, if I have that tool, I'm going to use it. Not as a weapon, as a tool.
No, not buying it. I used to fight all the time with my sister. I've told this story before. And when I was a kid, and I found her diary, and I wouldn't read it.
Look at that. Principled from a young age.
No. Apparently lived from a young age.
Yeah.
Because I was like, she has the right to privacy.
Oh, my God.
I read it in Griswold v. Connecticut. No, seriously, I felt like that's too much of a violation because I would hate it if somebody did to me. Mm-hmm. And look, Facebook that's their number one problem. Everybody's in everybody else's business, right? And so that's why that Google Plus thing makes a ton of sense, man. You know about the circles?
I don't know.
The circles are genius.
I don't know what the circles are.
I think Facebook's got to adopt it eventually. Google Plus is taking off like crazy because it's a social networking site where you have circle of friends, circle of family, circle of...
Facebook does have that.
Oh, is that right?
They're privacy lists. You create lists. So let's say I actually have lists on my account because there are a couple people on my Facebook friends list that I don't know on a personal level, and I don't want them seeing all my personal information. So they're on a separate list, right? My family's on a separate list. They see certain things.
Okay.
So look, there are definitely privacy features.
So what do you do? Do you look at me, Grandpa Cenk here. Do you post it? Like, okay, here's my crazy picture where I'm going like, and I'm
right.
shirtless.
People like you and Steve and Tom, you guys won't be able to see those kinds of things.
Oh, that's only for your girlfriends.
That's only for my girlfriends, right? I'm just kidding. You guys see everything, but you have that ability. Like, if you don't want your parents to see certain pictures, then you put them in a certain list.
Yeah, people got to utilize that more.
Yeah.
Like, they're making everything public, and then your employer's seeing it, and it's getting you in trouble in school. Your parents are snooping in. You got to list it up or circle it up. See what I'm saying?
Totally on board the 55. Totally. You just have. It depends on what type of parent you are. If you're the type that's gonna just go crazy and go in on your kid and say, "I got you. Oh my God, you're never leaving the house." If you're an asshole parent that doesn't understand, or at least doesn't try to understand, there may be things that your kid may do. You're like, "Man, I can't believe you're doing it. What the fuck?" But you have to try and do it without being like, I just caught you busted type of thing. You just want to see what's going on. Maybe something dangerous could be happening. You can cut it off. And then if you don't, I'm going extreme cases. Mm-hmm. But if your kid's on something and you didn't know it and then something happens to him, you may not forgive yourself. I don't know, for letting it go down.
Look, I'm not a parent, so it's easy for me to say this. But I think my approach would be, don't be like one of those aha parents, right? Be one of the parents who wants to be hip and cool. Oh, look at me, I know how to use Facebook. Use Facebook and be a friend, but if you see something, you talk to your kid about it. Like, oh, look, I saw this picture. It's a little questionable. Can we have a discussion?
You immediately go on the banned list, and that's the last time he sends anything that you're going to see.
Well, then I'll hack into his account, and I'll see everything. What now, bitch?
Okay. No, totally unacceptable. I hate that stuff. Mm-hmm. Look, let the kids be kids, man. I remember when we were kids. We had to walk 20 miles in the snow to get to school. No, we would go out and we'd run around the neighborhood and we'd go play kickball and we'd go ride our bikes.
Those days are over, Uger.
So now, my mom's going to be sitting on my handlebars and be like, okay, where are we going? Okay, come on, tell me everything. Yeah.
My friend, she has, I don't know how she does it, but she set it up so that she gets all the texts that her daughter gets. Her daughter is 15 years old.
Oh.
And she and the texts are fine for the most part, but there's one boy that she's friends with, and usually they're fine, but every now and then he'll say, "Come on, text me pictures of your tits. Come on, come on." And
Drama.
she's like, "Oh, what do I do?" And so far the daughter hasn't texted him back pictures of her tits, but she's so afraid of her doing it, but she's also afraid of confronting her daughter. She wants to say, keep her powder dry for a bigger moment. You know what I'm saying?
I'd probably use my powder there.
Yeah, I would
know.
too, because if the guy is pressuring her, oh my gosh.
Right.
It's tough. It's tough for kids. I mean, how many stories have we done of, girls sending their naked pictures? I'm not saying the little girl will do it, but...
Yeah, and by the way, I mean, that story cuts both ways, right? As you were telling 90% of that story, I was thinking like, oh, I don't want to know. I mean, if you got a 15, 16-year-old daughter, so many guys are going to be sending her pervy wanker texts, because, that's what guys do at 15 and 16 years old. I don't want to read that stuff. I know it's normal, and I don't want to read it. Now, on the other hand, when you find that request, I'd want to regulate on that real quick. Okay, then I'm going to bring J.R. Jackson in to regulate.
But that's the thing. And of course, I don't know that thought process, but if you have your kid and that's happening, then you're thinking, man, I need to find a way around this to have the conversation without it being like centered in or specific to my kid. Be like, just, there's a news story or something's on. Be like, listen, we got to talk about this type of shit, man.
Yeah.
Hope you never do anything like this because, and just go into it.
No, you got to be super subtle, right?
Yeah.
You can't do it on that day. You have to do it like 3 days later. And I would come home because this is the perfect opportunity to. In fact, I would plant a story in the show, right? Like we have the perfect job for it. And I'm like, oh my God, did you see this story? Anna came up with this story. It turns out some girl sent a picture of her tits, and she was 15 years old. And what a bad idea it was.
That's a good idea.
Something along those lines.